Men of Reddit. What's the strangest boner you've ever had? One time I hit my head hard and I got the hardest bone ever. Math class boners in high school. When my wife and I got married. We got a bunch of money as wedding presents. We lived abroad and the wedding was in her home country, so people mostly gave cash rather than giving us gifts that we couldn't take with us. We got home after the wedding and counted all the cash and I got a raging boner by the time we were done. Worth noting that the amount was more than we had in our name at that point. Anyone else get the crying wife/GF boner, or am I the only terrible person here? I think I was grade 1 or 2. Every time "Oh Canada" would happen in the morning, my dick wanted to stand at attention. I have synesthesia, where different rhythms make me see different people and faces. Some rhythms make the sexiest women appear, and when I hear the right rhythm, it gets me hard. Edit. I did not realize there would be so many questions. I was happy to answer for the first couple days, but most are repeats at this point. So read through the thread first if you want to ask about it. Sounds produce visuals, specifically shapes and forms. Rhythms in particular make me visualize people usually, and other animate creatures. It goes both ways. Imagery produces all kinds of sounds, and people produce rhythms. I can't describe most of the "what does this person sound like?" How do you describe a rhythm made of mostly non-existent instruments? The sexiest rhythms are not usually associated with sex. It's the rhythm that makes it happen. The theme from Toe Jam and Earl. Inspector Gadget theme. One of the Minecraft songs. The knife, like a pen. There's a lot I can't think of off the top of my head. I got a boner from being appreciated and respected. Weirdest feeling ever. Not the boner, the other thing. But the timing was very odd. I regularly go hiking with my wife. Every time we are at or near the top or a mountain or cliff and I look over the edge, I get hard. After being alone for years and barely having any human contact, I got a boner from a cat cuddling me and doing the kneading thing they do. It was completely involuntary reaction and I feel weird about it to this day. My children's father would get one every time he sneezed. He was a sneeze 8XS in a few seconds person. Led to some comical situations and uncomfortable ones, I'm sure, for him. Edit. So apparently I should have put more personal information on Reddit. Anyways. I speak in past tense, well. Because he died. But you know. Baby daddy and such is so cute. /s. So apparently trazodone has a very rare but potentially very serious side effect that the doctor probably won't mention. Well, it happened to me. Took one to go to sleep one night. Next morning I have morning wood. NBD. Except. It was still there when I got to work. 2 hours later. Still here. And it wasn't a normal boner. Only the shaft was hard. The tip was still totally soft. No way I could have had fun with it. It was just incredibly uncomfortable. Go to the ER. Doc takes a look. Refers me to go see a urologist at another hospital. Get to the other hospital. Urologist takes a look. I tell him I took trazodone. I wasn't the first one there that week for the same problem. Only way to fix it was to manually drain the blood out of the shaft. It was not pleasant. And there was a lot of blood. If I had waited longer to go to the ER, they told me the blood could have clotted and caused permanent damage. I scream. A few years ago, when my ex and I started really getting to know each other physically, we'd smoke weed before having sex. It was awesome. My buds hadn't seen me in like a month, so when I came back to chill, we were all in my bud's backyard smoking weed around a table on his deck. I just remember when I toked up. It's like my lungs sent a text to my dick being like, "You ready, amigo?" So I just had to sit in place with a huge boner around all my buds casually because my mind had associated weed to sweaty hot sex. I had to take time after that to smoke weed by myself to train my dick not to get bent steel rod hard. No one will see this, so I'm not afraid of people judging me, lol. I get a boner whenever I play with Lego. I don't know why. I don't know how. It's not my sitting position. I am bewildered by this. Can I speak on behalf of an ex-BF? We were having an insane fight. Not even an argument. No, a full-on screaming competition, and the whole neighborhood probably heard everything word for word. All of a sudden I saw it. Out of pure surprise and completely caught off guard, I stopped my half of the screaming. "What? Now you have nothing to say?" he yelled. "We should calm down. Your blood pressure is, obviously, high. WTF does that even mean? You have a boner. And in regards to your next question, no. Weirdest way to win a fight. Not sure who exactly won most though. You won't believe this. But I got a huge boner after watching Soul today. Something about the satisfying ending gave me a boner. Weird. Back in 7th grade. I still remember it vividly. I was just zoning out in history class while others did presentations. The class was almost done, so I figured I'd go the next day. Nope. Got called to go to the front of the class to present. The teacher calling my name startled me, and all of a sudden it was happening. I walked quickly to the front of the class, faced more towards the board, and turned my head to explain my slides for my project. All while I frantically was saying the ABCs in my head to make this horrible nightmare to end. Will answer for my spouse. Even though he might give a different answer. He went through a phase where he was really captivated by owls. We went to a bird park unaware they had an entire indoor enclosure filled with different types of owls. It was dark and eerie inside, your eyes had to adjust, and the owls in different rooms sort of crept up on you. There were so many owls. Way more owls than he had dreamed of seeing that day. It probably took us half an hour to walk through. Needless to say, he was very moved. Church boners when I was in grade school. There were giant paintings on the ceiling with semi-nude cherubs and lots of women there in dresses and nylons. I still have a thing for nylons and dresses. Church and cherubs not anymore. I went to the bathroom during class my sophomore year of high school and came back to find a car boot on my chair. It had been lying in the classroom for a week or so. Not sure why. Someone decided put it on my chair that day, and I told my teacher. She proceeds to start yelling at me like I did it, and what do ya know? Popped a boner. Thank God my desk was at the back of the classroom and I was sitting. Once me and my new girlfriend were sitting on the couch watching TV. I was not feeling very sexual or anything, just very relaxed. She had her leg over my leg. And I started playing with and touching her foot. With a sock on. Next thing I know, I realize my dick is fully erect in a matter of seconds. That's the moment I learned I kinda like feet. I used to have a pretty hot hair cutter, and her trim clippers vibrating around my ears could do it. Luckily it was gone by time she pulled the drape off. At the dentist during a root canal. Every day when I got a lift to school. There was a hill we had to drive over. Whenever we drove up the hill I got a boner. Every single time. I doesn't matter what time of day it was. What day it was. I would get that same boner. I still do to this day. There was this video of some sort of sea creature like a barnacle, and it was opening and closing at the top. I got a hard on looking at it. Apparently I'm attracted to barnacles. Strangest was probably when I had an intense workout session and got ready to go to bed after a shower. I was so exhausted and seriously didn't feel like jerking one off. So there I was. Just lying there with a raging boner trying to sleep. It's not the worst or more embarrassing experience. But it was certainly strange that my dick was just like, now is my time to shine. Got stung by a bee. I'm on the ground writhing in pain. Grab my EpiPen. Inject myself, get an instant boner. Boner lasts until I get to hospital. Apparently it's normal. I wasn't too thrilled. My girlfriend when she's just finished crying. I don't know why, but I think it's the way her eyes look when they're wet. Had to explain multiple times it's not over her crying. Anytime a woman tells me she loves me or goes into some emotionally related tangent about her feelings for me, I get a massive hard-on. Every time I wear tight pants I get a boner. Could not explain the reason why. Maybe my own ass gets me excited. Not my boner obviously. But I was doing first aid training in swimming lessons and had to practice the Heimlich on an unconscious victim with a partner in front of the whole class, which includes straddling the victim. As I was doing this demonstration I realized I could feel my partner's fully erect penis rubbing on me. We were in bathing suits. I was mortified. I can't even imagine the horror this poor dude felt. Anytime I'm in a car or a bus. It literally always happens and I just don't get it. I feel like I need to mention I'm not at all attracted to vehicles. Now it sounds like I'm definitely attracted to vehicles. I can hand on heart say that humans are the only things I'm attracted to. You don't believe that though because I've said too much. Fuck. Edit, corrected first sentence. I am not a car or bus. I meant to say when I'm in a car or bus. Great, now you definitely think I'm a car or bus. God damn it. Edit 2, thank you for the awards. Never had those before. The upvotes are nice too. Thanks for the dopamine. Now you think I've never had an award. I mean I have had awards before. Just not Reddit ones. This joke isn't even good anymore. I've overdone it. Jesus Christ. This girl told me the specific reasons she loved me which immediately gave me a boner. Me. A straight male. Was turned on by my male friend yelling and swearing at me while hitting me with a ball. I still think about it sometimes. I was at a Christian music festival. A friend of mine at the time was sad because his girlfriend broke up with him. And the band that finished on the stage was the couple's favorite and played their favorite song. He started crying and hugged me. I was his shoulder to cry on. But then I felt myself chubbing up. Some guy is crying his eyes out on my shoulder and I'm getting a boner. That was fucking weird. In 7th standard we were reading reproduction in plants, and I got a boner. The teacher teaching was pretty hot. So that could be a reason. Thanks for watching.